House Radio.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? It is Friday Eve. I'm April Duran, your host for Rag House Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. I interview, promote, and support girls and women doing badass stuff, amazing things. We have sisters in the house tonight. What's up? Both of them, Sarah and Marari. Sarah and Marari, thank you so much for coming on in. Here's your mic right here.
I know. Thanks for having us, because Lord knows traffic was horrible.
Well, I appreciate you guys doing the trek all the way from LA. Thank you so much. They're entrepreneurs, and Marari came as support, and I was like, oh, hell no, sister. You are coming on in, and we're going to interview you as well. So we have so much to share. But first, I want to go ahead and, let's see. I always forget how to do this. Just 1 second. I need to have a word with our sponsor, and I did it the other time. Yeah. Technical difficulties. It's not, you know why? There it is. Here she is.
Hi, I'm Delilah, and I own Hotbox Vintage in South Pasadena, California. At Hotbox, our goal is curating vintage pieces that you can't live without. Our collection includes everything from the 1940s to even the early 2000s. What excites us is eclectic and unconventional style, since there's no one-size-fits-all approach to fashion. Hotbox is priced for accessibility so that literally anyone can discover some vintage gems of their own. Plus, it's sustainable. Find us on Instagram and use code RAGHOUSE at checkout for 20% off your first order at hotboxvintage.com.
You heard Delilah, the owner of Hotbox Vintage out in South Pasadena. She's been an entrepreneur for 17 years. And so it's a wonderful vintage shop. Check out her pieces. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for my outfit tonight, Delilah. Check them out, hotboxvintage.com, and your first purchase, 20% off if you punch in the promo code RAGHOUSE. Okay, let's get this party started. Are you ladies ready?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Can you hear now?
Just throw me into the light.
Marari, you can't hear?
Well, I could, but not right now.
Can you hear us now?
Well, if I move this, I could hear you. But
You can't hear your sister?
no.
Here, let's see.
Testing 1, 2. No. You can't hear me?
No.
Read my
Try it again.
lips.
Testing.
Testing? No.
Huh, what's going on here? As you can see, we are a startup, so we're always having some kind of something happening here. That's weird. You are 3, you're on. Well, I can hear you. I can hear your voice.
Too.
Oh.
You're up close and like you're in there.
Maybe it's your headphones. We will figure it out. But for right now, again, we have Sarah and Marari in the house. And I'm going to start off with, man, how did you guys decide to start this entrepreneurial journey? Because it isn't easy.
Yo, I know. Well, I had this idea about like 6 years ago. I had it imprinted in my heart, but it took me 6 years to get out of that fear, because I was working at the bank. I had a steady income. I had a paycheck. I had everything set. And the minute that you just stop working at 9 to 5, it's all on you.
Yes.
You're not making money, it's your fault. So I just woke up one morning and I texted her and I'm like, hey, let's do this. And she's like, all right, I'll do it with you.
She was like, literally, like, bro, I want to start a fitness. And I was like, okay. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, why not?
Let's start our own business.
Yeah, why not?
So literally not knowing anything. I mean, when I was at the bank, I used to pick people's brains. So I'm like, okay, like this job isn't for me. Like for sure. So then,
like people would come in with different occupations.
My clients would come in and I'm like, how y'all never graduated? Because they put that in your head growing up, like you need to go to school for XYZ.
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, no way. Like there's no way. So I dropped out of college and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be the first millionaire without a degree, watch.
And you saw these people coming into the bank, and of course you have access to their accounts, and you're like, how did you get that?
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it looks like a phone number. It's crazy.
My goodness.
Yeah, so then that would obviously, like, motivate me, and I'm like, okay, I can do it. You just can't bend, it's consistency. So I literally did not know anything. I tried the YouTube thing, like, how do you start a clothing line? But then I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this. So
YouTube
I was
University.
Like, YouTube University. I graduated from YouTube University.
Startup business for dummies or whatever.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, whatever. People usually go to LA.
Uh-huh.
Downtown LA.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay. I was asking like all these little Hispanics like how they do their business, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay, let's do it. I think I got it. So then
Wow.
I literally just from nothing, I just started asking questions, and boom.
Oh my goodness. That is crazy. And guess what else is crazy? I just realized why you couldn't hear your this. Now you can hear.
Loud and clear.
It's like so sorry, Sister Marari. Oh, that kind of rhymes. So sorry, Sister Marari. So Sarah Marari, they started their own business. We haven't said the title yet or your name of your business.
It's Pure Awakening.
And why Pure Awakening?
Because the world needs an awakening, and for me, you know, I've always been doubted. Everyone underestimates me, like, and I love using that as like my passion. So I told her, I'm like, let's name it like Awakening, and then like the purest form of awakening. So that when people wear my stuff, they get like that little bit of like subconsciously they get like a little bit of like encouragement through my clothing.
And through your clothing, and you have the hat on.
I
Faith,
do.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I love it. That's badass.
Yeah.
Now, were you guys raised with faith?
Yeah, we're preachers' kids.
Oh,
We're
PKs.
PKs.
So you're the second one.
Yeah, really?
Tuesday night, I interviewed Amanda. Amazing. And she also is a PK. And she's also an entrepreneur. She also, you know, is heavy into her faith. She's a singer, so she sings for her church, but she also does services for funerals. And I was like, I know. I was just like, oh my goodness. But it's also an industry.
awesome.
Yeah, because we're human. But okay, so that's why you're PK kids. You were raised with faith. And so when your sister Sarah told you, okay, let's do this, how did you guys decide, like, titles? What was what were your tasks? Or was just everything kind of just?
Well, I'm more of like the brain in this. So I stay there. I stay up all night. I design stuff, and then I send it to her, and I'm like, thumbs up or down, and she'll be like, ugly. So I have to. So I have to redo everything. So I literally pretty much do everything. She just runs back office. So.
Like, I'll wake up in the morning and make sure that we have our
The
good morning
post,
post, or
yeah.
like make sure I'm reposting, make sure I'm liking.
So
I'm
social
commenting.
media.
That's all I do. I go on and I'll follow like 100 people one day, and I'm like, follow.
Yeah.
Let me read. Let me see like what's on their bio. It'd be kind of like vibe a little bit. Follow.
All
And
the
I'll go
bit,
from there,
yeah, other people with faith.
Yeah, so I go from there, and then we just kind of bounce off of each other. If I ever like don't anything, she'll be like, "Oh, are you doing this already?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm already doing it." Or like we just go back and forth like, with the texting.
That is so cool. So, not to throw like, some crazy in there, but I've always heard you start a business with family, it's tough too, because that's family. And so if something doesn't go right.
No, it's true. Like, siblings in business are like the worst. But with her, like, I don't know, we've never had that relationship where we argue all the time, where we like butt heads. We've never fought before. Like, so it's crazy. So we've had like that friendship before we're sisters, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense. So you guys are really lucky that you have that, because I mean, realistically, regardless how tight you are with your sister, your brother, or whatever, there's gonna be like some kind of. So that's good that you guys blend really well.
Yeah.
And then with faith. And so just turn to the camera really quick. I love that hat. Oh, you guys brought me a prize. Can I?
Did.
I'm sorry, there's no giveaway from Whole Life Soaps today. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I love it.
Now we can match.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And I love the crosses. That is so cool. I'm gonna put it on actually.
You?
Let's see.
I know, right?
We also brought you more. There's more in that.
Oh, there is. There's more. Woo! Maybe while I'm doing this, you could share your website, please.
Right? So it's pure/awakening.com.
Oh my goodness. And Richard, check this out. We were saying, because we were having sync issues. Oh my goodness, I love the tags. Who does the tags?
That is me. That's credit for that.
That's Marari.
I designed it, and
She's
them out
cross-eyed.
everything.
Like, we can't. She'll try cutting it. I'm like, what? Where are you cutting? She's like, do you not see it? I'm like, no.
She's like this. She's like cutting like this. So see, I think a lot of people who are not entrepreneurial or have an entrepreneur life have no idea everything that's involved, and we're going to go into that. So me and Richard, we were having sync issues with the voice with the with the film, and I told him, well, he said if we just wear masks, then we won't have a sink issue.
True.
That's
See?
true, yeah.
Look at that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Talk about Pure Awakening.
Oh my goodness. This is so amazing. I love this. So Pure Awakening, you guys are big on Instagram and you shared your website. So when we edit this video for you to share tomorrow, we'll make sure we put your website down.
Thank you.
So again, you guys, look at this. I mean, it's just tags, the hat, and you make the designs on here. This is so cool. So licensing, permits, all that. Did you?
When I first started, I was like, I'm
Yes.
not doing it. Yeah, because it's hard work. So then a few months ago, I went through LegalZoom. But when I first started, I'm like, they don't really ask you. I mean, when you go into like places where you buy in bulk order, right away you see signs that are like permit needed. And I'm like, but it doesn't hurt to ask. It never hurts to ask because you'll never know. So then I was going through different like stores, bodegas, and a lot of people were turning me down. And I was trying to sell them my vision. I'm like, hey, it looks like I'm nothing right now, but just wait, like give me time.
Yeah.
And there was this one lady that was like, okay. And then
Just like,
she was like, yeah, come on in. And I was like, okay, cool. So ever since then, like me and her are like
tight.
super tight. Yeah.
And you're still working with her.
Yeah, I'm still working with them.
How cool is that?
I know.
You're just like, you know what? You gave me the door, or you opened the door for me. I'm
so
staying
now,
in.
Yeah, I told them that.
And she.
So yeah, now they're all like, you know, because of the whole COVID situation, they
Oh,
couldn't really
yeah.
work. But the minute that they open, she calls me and she's like, all right, come right now. So of course, like I don't waste.
We didn't waste a minute. I was
like,
driving down to LA.
That is so cool. And this all happens in LA. Were you guys born and raised in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
or what part?
The Valley. Well, I was born in East LA. She's from NoHo.
Oh, okay. That very cool.
And then we just migrated towards the Valley.
Right. So Sarah and Marari are PK kids, and if you don't, pastor kids, right?
Yep.
I've always heard that they're the worst.
Oh my
Is that
gosh,
true?
They still say that till this day. They're like, oh, the daughters are always the worst. But honestly, I mean, when you grow up in church, you grow up literally blindfolded from the world. You know, so I guess that's what our parents tried to do. They wanted to blindfold us from the world because the world is nasty. And life literally kicks you in the butt.
All the time.
So that's what they want to protect us from.
Of course.
You know, being protected for so long, I was the first to be like, let me go.
Peace out.
Yeah, I was
Just
like,
the
I'm
black
out.
sheep.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep.
Literally in the family? They do, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like that prodigal child story. Like God's grace always wins in my eyes because I was like out doing my own thing, but then God's probably like, all right, you done yet? Because I need you back.
That's cool.
So
That's a good way of looking at it.
It took a few years. Yeah, it took a long time, and I'm sure my grandma's and my dad's prayers had a big part to do with that. But then now I'm back, and that's why faith is important to me because I went through a lot.
Yeah.
And the only thing I had to hold on to was my faith.
Right. So is that kind of what you meant earlier when you said people doubt you?
Yeah.
Because of your experiences growing up, actually literally growing up.
Yeah.
And so we all have our history. We were just talking about that, right, Richard? We all have our stories. We all have our history. And I think that's like our pathway. Everybody was meant to go through, you know, something to be exactly where they're at now. How about you?
I just grew up kind of chasing her.
You wanted to be like her?
No, it was just like when she would run away from home and it'd be 3 a.m, I was behind her on my bicycle.
Why are you exposing me?
You're not going anywhere without me, so I'd be there on my bicycle at like 3 a.m, 10 years old, still following her.
Man.
So it was always, she was never gonna get rid of me, clearly. So.
You know what? And I love this story, and I love the fact that you're Latina entrepreneurs. This is a big deal.
It is.
It is a big deal. You had a 9 to 5. You're solid. You got that check. You were
Corporate America.
Corporate
the
America.
Face of Chase.
The face of Chase. I love it. And I'm sure they were bummed they lost you. And then you just saw, like you said, it looked like a phone number, their account.
Yeah, it's
what was
crazy.
in their account, and you're like, what the heck are you doing?
You know, and it's crazy because I remember when I started, I told my dad, because he's also a business owner, he does his own thing. I told him, like, Dad, I've never seen my account go from like up here to down here to up here to down here. And then he's like, welcome to the business life, which is true because when I would see clients come with their checks, one day they'd be like, oh, can you reverse the fee? But then the next day they have like millions back, and I'm like, dang, like.
And so you have to be solid.
Yeah.
You have to be like thick skin and solid. And so if somebody walked up to you and said, I want to start my own business, what kind of, you know, advice can you give me, just like right off the bat?
Well,
What would you say?
I ask them like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Because if we're chasing stuff for the money, it's not going to work out.
Right.
You know, you have to have passion behind it. And I do get questions like that, like, hey, I want to do something. Can you help me? Mm-hmm. And the first, okay, what do you want to do? And are you doing it from the heart? Uh-huh. And that's when I go and help them out. But for me, it's important to follow your passion and not the money.
Exactly. And I'm sharing it on I'm sharing this right now on my Facebook. And of course, you know, Sarah, what a dumb question to me. I was like, Sarah and Mariah, I was just like, do you guys have a Facebook? They're like, no.
My parents do.
Yes. And I think I'm probably your parents' age. How old are your mom and dad?
Ooh.
Bald.
No, I think my dad's like
58.
50. No.
Oh. He's probably watching
offended. He's gonna get offended.
Sorry.
My mom is 52 or 53.
Oh, okay, so they're a little older than me.
And my dad's probably like 55 or something.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. I'm 47. This is a startup, Raghouse Media. And so I always throw out there when people ask me, are you scared? And I'm like, well, I haven't quit my day job. And I'm not even thinking about quitting my day job. Not quite yet, even though that's on my dream board. Right? But you can start at any time, any age. How old were you when you started?
Oh my gosh, like last year, I was like 25.
25 years old. And how old are you?
I'm only 22.
So you guys literally started a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Pure Awakening. That's what you guys have to check out. So what's your mission? What do you guys have a mission statement? What is that?
Yeah, so my thing is, in a world full of doubt, you got to have faith. Mm-hmm. So that's what I post every single day. I just want to bring faith back to everybody because the world needs it right now. Uh-huh. So through my stuff, I'm hoping to like gain that little bit of like faith back into everybody.
Right. Do you have like a kind of your own mission?
I mean, when we first thought of like our slogan, it was kind of like a collaborative. Like I was like, okay, what about this? What about this? And I was like, you know what? I feel like it definitely do need some doubt because I know I felt it myself too growing up. Like even though I was never like the bad sheep, I always got to see everything like that happened to her. And of course, I love my sister, so anything that affected her, it affected me. So I was always like, okay, anywhere that you can give a little bit, like give it. So I think definitely right now more than ever, we all need faith for sure.
Faith for sure. Pure Awakening right here. Two young women who started their own company, entrepreneurial life, entrepreneurship. I mean, that's hardcore. That's like scary. Real. It's scary. It's real. There's a lot of work behind it. And, you know, I told my friend Amanda on Tuesday, who's also a PK, pastor kid, I told her, for me, church, there's a lot of hurt involved and a lot of judgment. Because how I told you guys, I was born and raised Catholic. And my parents still have, I still have major faith. You know, my faith is never... we go to a Christian church now because my fiance actually had a bad experience. He went to Catholic school. And so not all churches are bad. They're, you know, their churches are like people, you know, we're humans, right? Yeah. Everybody has, but my experience when I became a single mom, I never
test of faith right there.
And I never ever thought it. I thought, oh, I'll reach out to my church. And unfortunately it wasn't a great experience. And I did kind of shy away from faith a little bit, but then I went back. And I always seem to bump into people who are totally into their faith. So that makes sense. Like, you know, he's just like, come on back, April. Come on back.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, okay, tell us just what's one day in the life of Sarah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Scattered brain.
Just everywhere.
Tell us.
We could just be gone yesterday. We were just kind of going crazy because we had like, they're just days where we just run out of everything. And then I'm like, okay, pull out the cutter because I make everything by hand. Like I'll cut everything by hand. So she's like,
when you say you cut everything by hand, what are you cutting?
What are like our tags?
The tags.
They come in on the sheet,
tags.
And then like we do the lines and I start cutting and I with a pencil and drawing the lines.
They come out like squares first.
Yeah. Oh,
and
okay.
So she sits there literally with the cutter while I'm doing everything else. Cause so during the whole like coronavirus situation, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, like we're not going to do anything. But that's when God revealed himself because I never sold as much as I've sold now since I first started.
Whoa, congratulations, you guys. That's big.
So I just dropped new merch yesterday and I didn't think I was going to get all those orders. And then my phone's going off like crazy and I'm texting her. I'm like, oh my God, like we need to get to work.
So do you guys have a warehouse?
No, we
work out of our living room, like a tiny corner.
We have it set up right there.
So tell me, because I literally, and if you don't want to give away any of your secrets, I totally get it because you guys have worked hard. But let's say I wanted to start a clothing line, which is so not, but I'm just saying like, because I know. So if I want to get a hat like this, what's the first thing you do? You think of a design.
I do it through paint. I know it sounds crazy.
Paint on
Like back in the day on Microsoft when you use paint.
Yes.
Okay, so I sit there and I design stuff through there, and then you can combine like letters and all that stuff on there. So I'm sitting there and I have like a tablet, so I'm moving everything together, and then I get it printed, or I'll send it to the guy that does my hats.
And how did you find the guy that does your hats?
Well, we went through the hats. We went through like 3 different ladies downtown.
Okay.
But the mask, we went through a lot. But the mask, the guy was so quick. I sent him the design, and he's like, all right, got it. So.
It's so cool. So when you say downtown, that's the clothing district, correct?
Yeah, like literally the bodegas downtown.
And you have to, and that's why you said normally you have to have like a permit or a business license.
Yeah.
But we won't say her name, but in the beginning, she gave you a chance. And so do you have to drop money right then and there?
No, she actually lets you do, well, some people let you do a deposit.
And how much is a deposit?
Depending on how much I get.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a small order, she'll just be like, pay it at the end. But if it's like a huge order, of course I have to give like a couple hundred.
Okay, so you have to have some type of kind of budget in the beginning. You can't just be all, hey, I owe you.
I know,
$200. Yeah. My face is
I'll
sweet,
give you half
right?
for free.
Yeah, I'll give you. So again, it's Pure Awakening, and they're huge on Instagram. And your website again?
It's pure-awakening.com.
There you go. And it was inspired by your dad, your mom.
Like growing up.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, literally like everything that happens in life.
Excellent.
That's what inspired it.
So we're lucky that we live in Southern California, and if you want to start a clothing line, you could just go to the clothing district and just start talking to people. Now, I'm sure because you guys know Spanish probably, right? So it's probably easier or is there people who know?
Well, she translates.
Or my mom.
Yeah.
So you don't know Spanish?
I do, but
She
it's
does.
broken. It's
Mine
super
too.
broken.
Mine too, yeah.
And then when you gotta negotiate in Spanish, these ladies get down. So I take my mom.
You take
And
your
she's
mom?
over there like yapping it up, and then the ladies like yapping it up, and then
My
they do
mom's
their
very
thing.
well at making friends anywhere that she goes. So what she does is she
Nice.
makes her way in their heart, and she's like, okay, so how much? And they can't say no to her.
Yeah.
Like,
That's awesome. So it's a family affair here.
Oh, yeah.
Pure
Definitely.
Awakening. Very cool. And so were your parents, you're El Salvadorian,
Yeah.
Latinas. So were your parents, are you first generation, or were your parents born here?
They
or
were born in El Salvador.
El
We were born
so
here.
we're first generation.
Yeah,
You guys are first generation. Very cool. Awesome. So Sarah and Merari, we're talking to them, Pure Awakening. Give us a call. Has anyone thought of trying their, startup, their own business? 909-477-7321. I'm going to put in a little mix here and start playing some music. I wanted to play music earlier, but I was just like, how do you start a clothing line? I wanted to make sure I hear anything. It doesn't stop there with these Latina entrepreneurs. It's crazy. They also own a catering business, believe it or not. Let's see if someone's going to call. I want someone to call 909-477-7321. Every person I talk to, they're like, I wanted to start my own company. I had this idea. It takes, and I'll say it, it takes balls. It takes cojones to like literally.
Oh, yeah.
Someone told me that. They were like, you have some balls trying to go into clothing. And I was like, yep, I do.
Yeah, you do.
But you know what? It's 95% hard, but the 5% is worth it. Like,
It's worth it.
It's worth every 95% that's hard.
Of course it is. And you know what I always say too? I mean, I'm actually have started with anxiety. Me and Richard, when I brought him in and Kathleen who introduced us, I told Richard, I'm like, I'm getting anxiety. I'm having bad dreams because we can't get this, we can't get that, but that's just all part of the beast, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. I would have dreams where orders aren't like, it was.
She wake up saying, are those orders done? I'm like, dude, yes.
I would have nightmares. Like, it was.
And I'm sure you still do too, right?
Yeah, now that I'm selling, I feel like I'm still like, I need to be selling more. Like, it's weird.
It's crazy. Now, how do you guys ship? Do you guys go to like an office or?
No, so I do everything through Shopify.
Okay.
Yeah, so and then when you do everything there, it lets you get the labels and everything. So I do my own shipping at home.
Oh my goodness.
We
So
pack it up and
We pack
take
it
to the
up and
post
we take it to
office.
the post office.
So you guys figured all this out through trials and tribulations.
Yep.
Holy
Trial and error.
trial and
Before,
error.
yeah, before shipping, I used to just drop it off to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I would post it on Instagram and they're like, okay, can you drop it off? And I'm like, cool. Yeah.
You're all, okay, I'll be in Arizona in 2 days.
Yeah.
So-
I'm like,
Yeah, I think that's what happened. We got like an order in like maybe New York, and we're like, okay, we have to do shipping.
And that's what, and see, so that's how it
So
started.
that's how it started.
And it was that day was crazy because she's like, you will not believe what happened. I'm like, what? She's like, New York, and I was like, no
And
way.
then we started getting orders like in the East Coast.
Yeah, so it was just crazy because we never thought like we'd literally be like everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I was walking down the street the other day and someone was wearing one of our hats, and I was like, my little cousin was like, he's like, that's your hat, and I called her. I was like, do you know who that is? She's like, never seen her.
Oh,
I was like,
my
God.
goodness.
Like,
Congratulations. That's really cool. Well, there's two. I've been in the music industry, and I have to tell you, there's two genres that are huge. So much money involved. Country and Christian. Those two things are big. And that's what I was telling Amanda, who we interviewed on Tuesday. I was just like, because she wants to start her own segment here. And by the way, if you ladies want to start your segment here, again.
Sister podcast.
Yeah.
Sergio's
Sir, what's that?
Sergio from last time he put a comment on Facebook.
Oh, he put a comment. Okay, so we're getting comments on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, your mom and dad.
I on here like, hey, that's not our age.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a lot of Chrissy Alvey. Oh, all these people. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Maureen. Luis Montes said, woo. Shell Bell said, ay, 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 ay. And Kathleen Pandelli. I love her.
She's sweet.
She's sweet. She said, "Aye, let's get it, ladies." And Sergio Ochoa, he's a musician from Orange County. I interviewed him last night. He said, "That's what's up. Rise and grind every day.
right.
Invest in yourself to supply your wealth." Love this. And he put hand claps. I swear, women entrepreneurs are, I mean, it's there. You need to grab it. And I love that you're young and you're Latina and you guys are going for it. But that doesn't end there. And I know we had a little late start, but I have to talk about your food business, your sushi catering, Zacatecas sushi. What? So like, you guys are crazy.
We're everywhere.
I know.
You guys
my
are-
brain works like every day. I'm
She's
like,
yeah, honestly, she's like pretty crazy. Like that idea was really random. She just sent me the thing and she was like, "This is the menu," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Sushi and Mexican food," and I was like,
I wanted
"What?"
to do a twist on it because you know you don't see sushi catering at Mexican parties. It's always tacos.
It's always the
And
taco
I'm tired of
guy.
that. I want to make a change.
Everybody's gonna love you for that because
Yes.
I love tacos. I love you taco guys, but guess what? I'm tired of the taco guys.
Sushi. Yeah.
Oh
so,
my! How did you do this?
So I don't know. Like I love sushi. Okay?
I love
can
sushi
eat that
too.
every single day.
She does almost every other day. The other day she ordered like 8 boxes. It was just for her, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I had to try each one.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was a chef that I'm friends with.
Okay.
And I gave him my vision, and he's like, "I'm in." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, cool." So what do we do now? You know, but fortunately for me, he already had like his licenses, everything. He has his food handler, so I'm the brains in this, and he just makes it sushi.
So it's a good collaboration,
Yeah.
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you gotta find someone that you can like balance off each other.
Well, I tell you what, Richard, I just asked him before you guys got here. I'm like, what would I do without you? He goes, I don't know.
seriously,
You wouldn't venture. Yeah.
Richard's is the brains and the videographer and the board operator and the sink guy, and I guess I'm the brains. Kind of, or no, I'm the vision.
You're a better host than me.
Yeah, I'm the vision.
You keep me off camera.
I'm the old lady behind the mic. But yeah, so Zacatecas. I'm not saying it correctly. Zacatecas.
Yeah, Zacatecas.
Zacatecas sushi, and it's funny because they're Salvadorian, so they're like,
My friends were like, so when are you gonna tell everybody that you're Salvadoran?
I don't think it matters. It's sushi, right?
Yeah, for real. So yeah, I wanted to do a twist on it because my mom refused to eat sushi, and I'm like, no, you gotta try this, because we use soy paper. That's the secret. We use soy
Oh,
paper.
don't tell the secrets.
Okay, but that's not it. There's more to it. Because the seaweed gives it that fishy flavor.
Right.
And I know when I first started eating sushi, I hated it. Like my best friend was like, "Remember when you hated sushi?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. And I mean, the COVID situation, we couldn't do much.
A little halt.
Yeah, they don't want to do parties. But we recently just came up with a weekend menu. So if like couples and stuff want to have sushi, we cater to you.
Cool. So you take the food to them.
Yeah, no, well, we literally cook in front of them, like a chef cooking in front of you.
Oh, so you go to their house.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And what cities do you?
Well, right now we're just doing the Valley. I mean,
Okay.
I think the furthest that we've gone was like Victorville.
Oh, okay. Oh, Victorville.
which is pretty far. Still,
That's pretty far. Well, you could go
but-
through like Santa Clarita, go
Yeah,
through
which
up
is-
there.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's still pretty far.
That's pretty far. So when you hit the Inland Empire, can you please come here? Richard, do you like
Lord.
sushi?
Yes.
Okay, we all love sushi here.
We'll be here.
Thank you so much. So what's the website for Zacatecas
We have
sushi?
Instagram right now. So it's Zacatecas Sushi.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. COVID, I keep saying that. COVID, once it's done, check out Zacatecas Sushi.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's amazing. It has a Mexican twist to it. So are there like chips? Because I love chips and salsa. Yeah. Is there?
That's actually genius. I'm gonna try that.
What?
We have an aguachile roll.
Ooh.
So we like mix it up, and then just the other day we tried a steak roll, like with literally pieces of steak on the sushi roll.
Like carne asada?
Yeah, like carne on there.
So if you do one with chips and salsa, you can name it Rag House. Rag House
Oh,
roll.
there you go.
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. But so I guess nobody has any questions, but we have a lot of comments on Facebook and you have to check them out. They're on Instagram. And tell us a story about Zacatecas Sushi though. Any tips? Anything bad? A big learning experience? Because a food handler's card. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he had.
Well,
You're lucky.
I used to be a waitress, so
Okay.
I had that, but I mean, it expires over time. And
Right.
I told myself I'd never be a waitress again. So, but no, I mean, we had a party recently, but that was when I'm like, dang, I need another chef. Because I'm the brains. I don't make sushi. And my
Right.
chef cut himself. And you can't react. So he just
Yeah.
gets his finger and he's like, I'll be back. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do then? Like,
Oh my
there's
God, what
people in
happened?
line.
Yeah.
So I just stood there looking pretty.
Oh, nice.
I was like, because if you're outside, of course, like there's
Uh-huh.
smoke, so I was like, I'll be right back to make a rolls. But it's hard, running business. And my dad was a chef.
Oh my
and
goodness.
We actually grew up in a restaurant.
We
now that I
literally
remember.
did.
We
So
grew up
wait,
in a
your dad
restaurant.
was a pastor.
Right now he's a truck driver.
Okay.
So he does that every single day, but he does preach here and there.
Uh-huh.
And he's flipping homes.
Uh-huh.
And he had a restaurant.
Oh
Growing
my
up.
goodness.
Growing up, so then it's his fault that I wanted to do this.
Oh my! Next time I talk to you or interview you, you're gonna have like two other businesses,
honestly,
both of you.
I have one in the works.
It was literally child labor. Like she was like 10 working on the register.
Oh yeah, it was on the register.
Well, you know what? My mom and dad, because we used to go every summer, we used to camp out in Ensenada, and we would see the kids selling tacos or chicle on the corner, and every time we acted up, my mom and dad would be all, "You keep that up, we're gonna go make you sell tacos
My
on the
dad did
corner."
that too.
Yeah, and we're like,
And then
yeah.
he would be like, and you have to work your way back for your flight ticket to come back.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna take you to El Salvador.
Right? Yeah, that's like 5 cents a week.
Oh.
I'm gonna be stuck out there.
If you have any questions, we're going to have to go here in a little bit. Time's flying because it's so awesome. But please check them out. Sister entrepreneurs, Latina entrepreneurs for faith. Or not for faith. Well, it's awesome. It says faith does not make things easy and makes them possible. How cool is that? Who came up with that?
We both did. Literally.
I don't know. I don't think it was ever like really like okay, like we're gonna write it out.
It just came
kinda
out.
Came
Yeah.
there, yeah.
It came out. Pure Awakening. Check them out on Instagram. They're amazing. But again, like I said like 10 minutes ago, it doesn't stop there. These sisters here also opened up their own sushi catering. When I posted your video promo on Instagram, everyone was like, oh, yum. You could just...
Sushi.
Yeah, because you can't like go through a drive-thru and get sushi like most.
That would be genius.
Oh wait, you guys are gonna maybe do that.
Watch. Wait on it, I'm telling you.
It's hard because it's so delicate, right? Sushi is so
yeah.
delicate, and
Yeah.
it gets bad right away. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing. What do you bring? Just ice chests and stuff to
No,
parties?
So he has like this big box that you put in there. So it's a box meant for sushi, but the day of we go fishing. I'm just kidding. the day of
You
we
go to the
obviously
ocean?
Yeah, we go to like where the fish markets are. We just get fish.
And what fish markets in
There's
San
some in
Pedro?
LA, but no, I have yet to go to that one. I heard about that, but no, there's like Korean markets that carry the fish already. Mm-hmm. So we do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have some pieces with like octopus and all that crazy stuff?
Watch you the roll. He puts the octopus in there.
Oh my goodness! See, that's the stuff I don't try, but I
have
do
to
do the
try it.
sushi.
You
I
have
do
to try it.
I don't want it to like wake up in my throat and like stuff.
my
I'm just
gosh.
kidding. So check them out. Pure Awakening, Zacatecas Sushi. Support them. Jump on their website. Check out their Instagram. Hire them. Purchase. If you have faith, you need to purchase this. I know I'm going to be wearing this like this.
Or even if you don't and you think you need a little bit of it. You know
I
what
think
a
everybody
practice-
does. I think everybody does. Even a little smidgen.
Yeah.
You know, you just
Little
don't know.
daily reminder that it's gonna be okay.
Right. And is your dad? I'm sure your dad and your mom are just so proud of you guys, huh?
At first, they were in shock. Because, I mean, I was the last person that they expected going back to church, like, I was the last one.
Uh-huh.
So when I told my dad, he just looked at me and he's like, what?
He's like, really?
Yeah.
Now he wears the hats too.
Now he wears the hats, yeah.
I
They're
bet.
dirty, full of grease, but he wears them.
So what church do you guys attend?
My dad has his church, but I don't go to his church only because it's in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
But right now, I do go to Potter House LA.
And are all the...
Well, they haven't opened the churches. So, I mean, now.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now I can go.
We love to branch out, but
Uh-huh. So Pure Awakening, I keep saying it, and also Zacatecas Sushi. Any shout outs? Let's share your websites again one more time.
Pure Awakening, pure-awakening.com. That's the website. And on Instagram, it's _Pure Awakening _.
Let's see if any up and coming news besides your drive-through sushi place that you're gonna have, and your other business that you're gonna open.
No.
I think the most thing we're excited about right now is like this is actually the most hats we have right now. Like we got the biggest
we
collection
have, like,
ever.
shirts coming in. We
Yeah.
have like kid masks coming in, but it's a little bit hard because you gotta get your stuff from China.
Oh yeah. So that's taking some time. Sounds fun. Blanca said just followed you on Instagram, so that's
right.
cool. And love you, ladies. I'm so proud of you both, Victoria Marie. And Darling Bonilla, she said that this is awesome. She's from out here. She's actually family. So this is cool. Oh yeah, people are so that's what you have to do. You just have to immerse yourself all over the place and get out there. Well, thank you, ladies,
Well, thanks for having
so
us.
much for coming in. I'm gonna blast this music. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you jump on Pure Awakening, Zacatecas Sushi.
There's
Check them
10%
out.
off right now. 10% off.
yeah.
10% off. Please do so. Sarah.
Can't wait to see you wear it.
Oh yeah, let's put it on. I'm gonna put this on. It's time for us to go. We are gonna go live Monday night, Raw with April Duran with Piel. They're from Los Angeles. I'm gonna be interviewing Tiki, who's the lead singer. I'm gonna put my hat on. We're gonna have the sisters sign my banner. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Love you guys. Peace.
Oh, thank you.
We're still live. Yeah, you guys have to sign.
I'm a lefty, no one judge.
Here, let's see. Here, I can